I want to find some coffee. Hello Internet. So this is my 99 Dodge Dakota. I bought this pickup on eBay for 400 bucks a couple of years ago. So it was originally owned by an excavation company and they parked it in a field in 2006. And it sat in that field with the back window open until 2018 when I bought it. So we're to the point now where there's a couple of things I need to fix, and those are going to require removal of the bed. Specifically, there's rust damage on the frame on the passenger side where the rear frame is riveted to the front frame. So that's the biggie. That's the one that I absolutely need to repair. And then also on the driver's side cab corner, it was drug along something and it just cut it open like a can opener. And that is the window that was left open where everything got in. So I think water got in there and just rusted the inside of that out. So yesterday, I showed you how to build that structure, that support structure. And today, we're gonna try and actually get the bed off. I plan to take the camera under the truck with me. I'll show you what bolts need to come out. I'll show you how to disconnect the fuel filler neck, and then we'll remove the tail lights. I'll back the truck out, put it under that support structure, and we'll actually lift the bed up. Now I'm not entirely certain that support structure is going to work, so that will be a little bit of an adventure. So let's take the camera, get under the truck, I'll show you what bolts we need to remove, and we'll go from there. I'm here in front of the leaf spring, so you can see that's the front leaf spring mount. And this is what the bolts look like that hold the box in place. And there's 8 of these. So there's 2 in front of the axle, and they look like this. And then there's 2 back there, back where the spare tire carrier goes. And those look a little different, so let's swing back there, I'll show you what those look like. So I'm back now behind the axle. And so this is, right here is the spare tire carrier. And that is the receiver hitch and the rear bumper. So the back 2 bolts are here. So that's one there. And then the other one is hiding really near the back bumper. So those 2 front mounts, those 2 bolts need to come out, and then these 2 rear bolts need to come out. And that's actually the only thing physically holding the bed to the truck. Now there are a couple more things we'll have to remove to get it off. One, this spare tire carrier. The tube for it runs through the back of the box. You can see it right there. So we'll have to take that off, otherwise when we lift the box it'll catch. And then the wiring for the tail lights, that runs up through the back side of the box and just goes up to the tail lights. So we'll have to take that off. And then of course we've also got to do the fuel filler neck. So let's go look at that. It's held on with these 3 Torx bolts. So if you take those out, this whole assembly, the whole filler neck will just fall back and we can leave it like that. So this is the underside of the fuel filler. You can see it's got that plastic box. That plastic box right there, that says here, is what those 3 screws attach to. So once we take those loose, this box and the fuel filler neck will be free. So I've removed the 8 bolts that hold the box to the frame. I've removed the bolts for the fuel filler, it's loose. I've removed the spare tire rod, and I disconnected the electrical connectors for the taillights down below. Just out of curiosity, this thing is not as heavy as it looks. So now I'm going to back it out, and I'm going to hook up the ratchet straps, and we're going to see if I can lift this thing off. So I'm just using those cheap nylon straps, and I'm hooking them to the factory bed mounts that the truck has. So there's 2 up near the cab, and then there's the 2 here back by the tail lights. So I think the way I've got this built, when I start tightening down on these ratchet straps, the box is going to come towards me, and I think it's going to run right into the bumper. So I think it'll be in my best interest to remove the rear bumper. It's 3 bolts each side, they're easy to get to, and I've had the bumper off recently, so I know they're not rusty. I'm going to do that real fast, and then we'll start lifting this thing up. So I'm to the point on the front where I'm about out of capacity on the ratchets. So I added a second strap there, and I'm going to switch over to those, and then I can start and continue to move it up. I think we're up high enough. I'm going to show you. I just need to worry about that filler neck. So now I'm going to try driving it forward. Alright guys, that worked out really well. I'll be honest, that worked out better than I thought it was going to. The nice thing about that is I've got somewhere now where I can keep the box. It's not here in the shop, it's not in the way. If you're in the same boat, if you don't want to buy an engine hoist or your friends all live far away like mine do, this is a really good option. So now that that's off and out of the way, I've got several projects that I want to do to the Dodge here. I've got to replace both the cab corners. I've got some rust repair in the frame over here on this side. I've got to do body work to the box. And I think I'm going to replace the e-brake cables and just go through some of the mechanical stuff back here. I'll make videos on a lot of that. I've got videos planned for the cab corners, for the rust repair, and for the box work at a minimum. If you're interested in seeing more of this old girl, and you're interested in videos on cab corners and rust repair and whatnot, consider subscribing. That way you'll be the first to know when these videos drop. If you're watching this from the future, well, if I've already made those, I will add some title cards or maybe create a playlist so you can watch those next. So thank you very much. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this, especially if you made it all the way through. Thank you. Thanks for watching.